Hello, everyone. My name is Seth, and today I'm going to give you my review of Severance. Severance is the first thing I have ever watched on Apple TV. I just recently got it. I've been putting it off. I know there's a ton of good stuff to watch on there. I've gotten so many recommendations for so many different shows on there, different movies. Figured it's not too expensive, like $6, something like that. I might as well go ahead and get it and just finally check out some of the things I've been missing. And I am so glad that I did. I'm so excited to watch more, but watching Severance absolutely made it worth it. But before I go any farther, go ahead and like this video, hit subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. Like I said, I have a few people that suggest this to me, and I am so glad that I finally watched it. It was so good. And the premise is so smart. It's just so interesting, and it just like immediately grabs you right away. So kind of the summary is Mark, who is played by Adam Scott, leads a team of office workers whose memories have been surgically divided between their work and personal lives. And when a mystery colleague appears outside of work, it begins a journey to discover the truth about their jobs. And so like I said, I was immediately sucked in. This is just an interesting premise. And at first you might think, oh, I don't have to remember what goes on at work. Perfect idea. I just get to chill out, do whatever I want to do outside of work. No problem. But the more you think about it, and then the more the show kind of shows you, you realize, no, that's awful. It almost like creates two separate versions of you. One that only remembers your work life and nothing else, and one that only remembers your home life and nothing else. So yeah, they immediately show you how awful in reality that would be. They do such a good job at keeping you interested. I basically watched the whole show in like 2 sittings, and even though it's not super long, it's 9 episodes, but they're an hour each. So there's plenty of story there for you. So if you're wanting something that's not like multiple seasons to watch, but something that's more than like quick 30-minute episodes, this is absolutely a show for you, because that's exactly what I was wanting. One of the things that they excel at so well here is that they give you bits of story and some answers while also bringing up some questions, all at the right time. They never leave you questioning something for too long. Some of like the overall questions for the series, they're good questions, and you don't get frustrated waiting on an answer. And it's just really interesting to see what they do with this job. You know, it's kind of just seems like office mumbo jumbo. None of this really makes any sense. Like, what kind of difference does this make kind of deal? And I think that's one of the things that's so clever, is that some of the things they do and say might kind of sound like your job. They might kind of sound like your office or your supervisors or whatever, but kind of like turned up to 11 a little bit. It's a little bit more ridiculous in terms of what exactly they say and do in the office, but it is so reminiscent of real life, and that is just so interesting. They ride that balance really well. And the story as a whole, they give you really good drama, but also it's pretty funny as well. They really strike a good balance with this. And there's a lot of funny people in this show, but they also give great performances. I don't want to give too many details about the story, because if you haven't seen it, you're like me, you missed it, haven't seen it, I absolutely recommend it to you, and I don't want to give away too much. I want you to be surprised. Just know that it is a great premise packaged together with a really great story, and I absolutely can't wait for next season. They renewed it for season 2. I can't wait. It just all comes together so well at the end, and like the whole ending, the last episode is completely wild. By the time you get to like episode 8, episode 9, you're starting to think like, how are they going to wrap this up? But they do so in such a fascinating and interesting way, and it's just so intriguing, and it was really, really good. I can't stress that enough. Whenever it ended, I immediately said, I can't wait for season 2. And also, there's a reveal that comes kind of toward the end. I think it's about halfway through episode 9, and it just kind of sheds new light on a character's decisions and things like that. There's another thing that also sheds some light a little bit on the company as a whole, which is just so super interesting. I'm excited to see how they explore that going forward. And it's just awesome. I'd absolutely recommend you watching it. Like I mentioned before, the whole cast really does a great job. This is part of the reason why this show works so well is its cast. You spend a lot of time with a lot of the same characters. It's relatively a small cast. It's not like 2 characters small, but like you start to get to know these characters and these actors, and you spend a lot of time together with them, and everybody does a really good job. I really want to highlight Adam Scott. He does such a good job in this. He portrays his work self and his home self so well. They're different, but you can definitely tell that they're the same character. They're just kind of 2 different sides of the same character, and it's really well done. And he does a lot of really subtle acting, especially like with his facial expressions. He just does a really good job, and I absolutely loved him in this. But also, like I said, the whole cast is great. You got Zach Cherry, who you might know is like the do a flip guy or the Bus Livestream guy in the Marvel Universe from Spider-Man and Shang-Chi. He's really good in this. He gives some really good dramatic performances, but he's also a part of where the humor comes from. You also have John Turturro, who is just really good. He plays an interesting character. And you also have Britt Lower, who does an amazing job. She's really the first character you meet in the show, and it does such a great job of setting the tone for the whole show, and she has a lot of really good moments in this, and she's just really good. Another thing that I want to bring up is that just the filmmaking behind this is really good. I didn't really expect kind of some technical filmmaking of this level behind the show. Just going into it, I guess expected it to be more of like a standard drama. Even though I've heard so many good things about it, I really never heard anybody talk about some of like the actual filmmaking stuff behind it. Some of the camera movements, the color choices, just like some of the like lens shifts and like just some subtle filmmaking techniques they use in this is really well done. And it just elevates this great story, great premise, and it just matches it with the filmmaking and even the production of like the sets and everything. Like all of the set design is so cool. It's really cool seeing just the difference between like the work life and the outside life. They did a really good job of, like I said, with the color, framing, lighting, and just like the set design. They did such a great job, and it just makes you feel a certain way about each space we visit, and I can't say enough good things about it. Like I said, I don't want to give any spoilers just in case you're like me and you haven't seen it yet. I absolutely recommend it. I really don't think that you'll regret watching it. Again, it's on Apple TV. It is so good. So if you were curious about it, again, I can't recommend it enough. It's a great premise with fantastic storytelling and filmmaking to match it. So I really think this is just like a special show. And I'm so glad that I finally got around to watching it. Like I said, I can't wait for season 2. So that's it. That's my review of Severance. Have you seen it? Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. I'm really interested to hear your thoughts. I want to talk about the show with anybody I can, and that's one of the hallmarks of a great show is you want to talk to people about it. So let me know what you thought in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Go ahead and like this video, hit subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. Follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads. I'm on Threads too. I'm just about anywhere at CinemaSet. So follow me on there so you can stay connected and we can kind of continue this film and TV discussion. And I'll see you next time.